a quadratic relation in the circle. We're going to treat this like introduction to circles. So a circle is a quadratic function. Well, actually not a function. It's a quadratic relation. It doesn't pass the vertical line test, so it's not a function. And in general, we have a circle. We have a point, hk, which is considered the center, and r, which is the radius. So you can see right here, here's a general formula. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Where our center will be at h and k. Notice how it's like inside opposite for both of them. And our radius will be at r, will be the value of r. If you're at the origin, then h and k are 0, 0, so you just get x squared plus y squared. The way you draw a circle is super simple. Just get to your vertex, or your center, and then just go r direction is right, r direction up, left, and down. And we'll do that right here. So our first one. Actually, first I prefer right. Let's write the equation. So the basic equation is like this. So since my center is 4, negative 3, that's my h and this is my k, this is my r. So it'll be x minus 4 squared plus y minus negative 3 squared equals 5 squared. So just get x minus 4 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 25. So that's the formula. And if I actually want to graph this, all we have to do is go to our center, which is 4, negative 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. And then go 5, our radius each direction. So we're going to go 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to the right. 5 to the left. So we're at 4. Let's be over here somewhere, and then 5 down. And again, my graph's not perfect, but you get essentially a circle. Something like that. So there we go. If we're going to do the same thing with this one, right? So here's my basic equation, my h and k, so 0, 0, and my r is 3. So I get x squared plus y squared equals 9. If I want to graph that, you just go to 0, 0. And erase this 3, you're going to go 3 in each direction. 3 right, 3 up, 3 left, 3 down. There we go. And then we connect them. You get something to that effect. So that's how you graph a circle. Now let's get to the more interesting part of this. So we want to complete the square to find the center and the radius. So we're going to use this as like a review of completing the square. So what we want to do here is rewrite this equation so that it looks like this equation, essentially. And to do that, we got to complete the square at some point. So we'll review completing the square in a second. The first thing we got to do, or step 1, is to rearrange this so that x's are together, y's together, and then any constant, any number by itself is on the other side. So we rewrite such that we want to get something like this: x squared plus ax plus y squared plus by equals c. Something like that. So I'm going to rewrite this. So we're just going to rearrange it: x squared plus 2x plus, give myself a little space here. And we're going to put the y's, y squared plus 6y. And at 15, we want to move to the opposite side. So we're going to add 15 on both sides. So like this. Right, so all I did was rearrange it, put the x's together, put the y's together, right? Didn't move them, didn't change the sign, just moved them, just rearranged them. The 15 I did move to the other side, so I had to change the sign. And then next, we're going to complete the square. Complete, so again, this will be most of a review. Square on x's and y's. So the way we complete the square, put this down here. What you generally want to do, the basic one, we'll do a more advanced one later, is you want to get x squared plus bx alone and something on the other side. And then we get the middle term, we divide it by 2 and we square it. So I get something like that. And we add that to both sides. So when you complete the square, you get the middle term, you get the x's by themselves and put the numbers on the other side. You get the middle term divided by 2 and square it, and you add that to both sides. And once you do that, the left-hand side should factor perfectly. It'll be something like this, the thing before you square it. And the right-hand side would be whatever c plus b over 2 is. So that's the concept, like we'll actually do it here, and hopefully make more sense. So over here, let's do the x's first. We're going to get the middle term, which is b term 2 here. And divide it by 2 and square it. So I'm going to get 1 squared, which is 1. We're going to add it to this side. And we'll also add it, whatever I add this side, I gotta add to this side. So you get that. Now we're gonna do the same thing for the y here. So you get the middle term, 6, divide that by 2 and square it. So you get 3 squared, which is 9. I'm gonna add it to this side. Whatever I add this side, I gotta add this side. And now, this x here, that x group there should factor perfectly, and this y group should factor perfectly. It's always the thing before you square it. This is going to be x plus the thing before I square it, 1 squared. Right? X plus 1 squared is x squared plus 2x plus 1. That's the point of completing the square. It makes it happen like that. When you complete the square, it makes it a perfect square. On this side, this is right. This factors also perfectly, but it's always a thing before you square it. This is going to be y plus 3 squared equals. So right, that's what this thing, y plus 3 squared is equal to this. And then on this side, just add them all up. I get 10 plus 15 is 25. And there is my equation. And given that, I could find the center, right? Inside opposite for both of them, because they're both in this like solve phase, which is -1 and -3. And I can find my radius. Remember, this is r squared, so my radius is the square root of that. So it is 5. So I can just graph it now. I'm going to go -1, -3. And then you go 5 in each direction. I don't actually have space for that. I'm going to go to say this is 5 for each direction. And you get a circle. Something to that effect. So that's the idea. I'm going to do it one more time, and then we're going to be done. So let's do this one, another one. We're going to practice completing the square. That's kind of the main goal. Like, the circle part's easy. Completing the square is like the thing I want you to review. So we're going to rewrite it. I want to put all the x's together. X squared minus 10x. I'm going to put all the y's together. So plus y squared plus 6y. And then we want to move any constant, any number by itself to the other side. Get out here, number. Minus 21, minus 21. So I get something like that. Alright, so we get something to this effect. And next we do is complete the square. So all we're going to do here is get the middle term, -10 divided by 2 and square it. Which is -5 squared is 25. So I'm going to add 25 to this side. Whatever you add to the left side, you have to add to the right side. So we're going to add 25 here also. Now before I move on, I'm going to factor this out already. Right? This, I know what this factors into. It always factors perfectly. It's always a thing before you square it. It's always this guy. It's x minus 5 squared. That's the beauty of the square. It makes that possible. It makes it a perfect square and it factors perfectly. This right there is the factor of that. Okay, let's move on to the y's. So plus. We'll do the same thing here. I get the middle term divided by 2 and square it. So I get 3 squared, which is 9. We're going to add 9 here. And then whatever I add there, I got to add here also. Again, before I move on, I'm going to factor this side. This side factors perfectly. It's always a thing before you square it. So it's going to be y plus 3 squared. Equals, let's add all this up. -21 plus 25, that is 4. And then 4 plus 9 is 13. So I get that. Now they want me to find the center and the radius. So my center, inside opposite for both of these, because it's in the binomial form. So this is x, my center is 5 and -3. And my radius is the square root of this. Remember, this is r squared. Remember, a basic equation, this is r squared. So r would equal square root of that, which is square root of 13, which is like 3.4. You can put in your calculator if you're not sure. But it's less than 4, because 4 squared is 16, it's more than 3. So if I wanted to graph this, I go to 5, -3. Square root of 13, that's an estimate, it's like 3.4. So I'm going to go up 3 and 4, go right 3.4, down 3.4, and left 3.4. I guess that looks like this. Again, this is a sketch, not a perfect circle. That's the idea.